Customer states, baby. It's the best of 2023, but I saw some things in here. I'm like, oh, huh. So, alrighty then. Hold on, where's my thing up? Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Just Rolled In. Customer states, ever since they replaced the heater hose, their CDs will not eject. The technician fixed the issue and said he's happy that he did not have to take this for a test drive.
Are you sure that's not a bomb? What is this? Oh, my heater coils. My CDs don't work. I wonder why. What is
For
this?
a test drive. And this customer came in as they still have a coolant leak after they tried fixing it themselves.
That's silicone, a plastic bag, bungee cords, the obvious zip tie.
The zip tie.
That's a f***ing stick.
Customer states they have washer fluid coming out of their battery. The technician found that somebody had routed their washer hose through the battery vent hole on the other side.
No!
Customer
That's not
states
good.
it's hard to turn the steering wheel. Oh, here we go.
Oh. Yep, that'll do it. All done. It was a big fix.
And this
Sure
customer
was.
came in as the airbag light is on. The technician found this scarf that was tied to the steering wheel and wrapped around the clock spring, causing it to tangle on turns and create static that interfered with the clock spring.
Customer
How do you
states,
do that?
vibration and driveline.
What
The shop
happened?
wasn't informed on how this happened. However, they think this Jeep was left in four-wheel drive while being flat-towed. And this customer came in as they
Wait,
can
it
hear a
was
grinding noise and see sparks underneath their car while driving. The technician said this customer's car is so low that the exhaust and fuel tank drags on the ground. The shop recommended to the customer to bring their car back to stock height and get a new exhaust, but the customer declined all repairs.
They declined repairs. Yeah, everything's just falling apart. But no, I don't want to pay for that. I don't pay for that, though.
The owner of this vehicle called these mobile mechanics as their engine on their car runs rough, since they added vegetable oil to the engine. The customer said
You know, we watched that TikTok of the lady that was about to put vegetable oil in her car for her oil. People actually try this? What is
mechanics as their engine on their car runs rough, since they added vegetable oil to the engine. The customer said their car was low on engine oil, so they added 5 liters of cooking oil as that's all they had. These mechanics found this mess once they removed the oil pan, so they cleaned it all up and flushed the engine a couple of times.
I would say you're never having a car ever again. No, you were you are now forbidden to get a car. Or you're required to get an oil
This customer's van
change.
was
Go
towed
to
in
an oil
because
shop.
he apparently
Oil shop?
had another shop
Oil
that tried
change
replacing
place?
his transmission, but they could not figure it out. So he got it towed to this shop so they could finish the job.
The transmission is not bolted to anything. There's no bolts.
Where's the look at-
Whoever did it cut the transmission lines, cut the exhaust. There's a fuel line over here that looks like it might be broken.
This person's
You need
vehicle
a
was
new
off
car.
to the scrapyard after it was found to be unsafe to drive.
You need a new car. That's the fix. You need a new car. Why is there what? Did you leave your wrench? What is this?
Safe to drive. And this is how the rear cross member was held together.
Turn off. Then we got some piping. We got a exhaust clamp. Then we come over here. I don't know what these are.
The customer of this vehicle brought it in as they said they've tried to fix a U-joint on their drive shaft, but still have a bad vibration while driving.
Customer states
Question.
fuel leak.
Question real fast. When did the whole ordeal of COVID end? When people started going back to work and driving more on the roads and everything? When did that exactly end? Was it like maybe do we know that time frame? 23-ish. Oh, best of 2023, by the way. 2024. Maybe it started slowly getting back in 2023. I don't remember. But because we've seen these, and I've never seen things just like exploded holes and wrenches for pieces of equipment. Yeah, I guess it depends on where you live. 22, maybe. Yeah, people are driving their cars and they're just not getting them fixed.
Customer states volume is maxed out but still sounds low. The technician found out that the customer installed some aftermarket speakers in the front doors, but never wired them in and also had cut the connectors. The speakers were also only held up by one screw because the window glass was in the way.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's a problem. You just don't know what you're doing.
Customer states they have a water leak and fan is wet under here. I see the water coming in from the back all over here until we get to right about here where I go back and find this piece of electrical tape covering that. We called the customer.
What is
Send
that?
bullet holes.
Customer states
What?
he shot a hole in his floorboard to see if there was any bullets in his gun.
His
Customer
gun just went
states
off?
they have a fuel leak from the rear differential. The customer just installed an auxiliary fuel tank and had it connected to the vent hose on the rear differential instead of the fuel tank.
Washer fluid reservoir.
Look, I don't know how this stuff all works, but I mean, there is something called common sense with where to connect things.
Take a little air, put it in this here transmission hose.
The customer said her husband found a hose sitting in the engine bay and figured it went to the transmission vent. The hose ended up being for the washer pump, and he had attached.
You figured it did? No, cars are one of those things you don't just figure. Like, oh, I figured this would work. No, don't do that. If you mess up one little thing, it can mess up the whole car.
It directly to the vent on the transmission. The customer drove for long enough like this that it ended up damaging the transmission and needed to be replaced.
So every time they
That's
went to
not a
wash their
cheap
fluid
fix.
or wash their windshield, they pumped washer fluid into the transmission.
Customer states washer fluid doesn't spray after they replaced their washer pump. The customer had connected a washer hose directly to the vent on the front
Did you fill it with Elmer's glue? What is this?
differential.
They're very proud of their achievement. I'm impressed of how they got all that in there at the same
Customer
time, too.
states when pressing home screen on HUD unit of steering wheel, it goes to the temperature settings. The technician found this pine cone that rests against the touchscreen, which is enough of an input to go to the climate settings. He removed the pine cone and fixed the issue.
Why do you have a pine cone in your car?
Customer states interior cargo and dome lights don't work. Let's try pressing that. Oh,
Oh.
there we go.
Customer states their center console display
Oh, there we go.
That'll be $500, please. Here's your bill.
Customer states their center console display goes out, and it's been off for the past 10 days.
Let me guess. Magic!
Customer states right turn signal won't stay engaged.
Oh, I wonder why. Like, come on! Come on! I wonder why my blinker won't work. I don't know, maybe there's something jammed in there, like a mask? You can clearly see it. It's not one of those wires that are like hidden and poked in there. No, you can clearly see it being blocked.
This customer just purchased this Jeep for $7,500 USD and brought it in as they were told from the previous owners that it just needed the control arm bushings replaced.
If you buy a car from an individual, it is best to take it to a mechanic to get them to do an overview. If they just get them to look at it, if they see any major problems, okay? This guy pays $7,500 for junk. Take it to a mechanic. You can't believe people, okay? Get it examined. If they say, hey, looks great, finish the deal. If they say, hey, this is a piece of junk, return it. Say, no, no, thank you. I'm not interested.
Fortunately, the technician
Same for
found the rear
dealerships. It
trailer
depends on the
mount mounts
dealership,
and
yeah.
frame to be very rusted. This rust is a common issue and repairable, but the customer did not get the repairs done. Customer
sure
states
didn't.
4-wheel drive isn't working. The customer just bought this truck and did not realize he bought a truck that is only 2-wheel drive.
Oh no.
The owner of this truck just had a new engine installed, and after 2 weeks, it had the turbo replaced twice. Long story short, the shop found whoever rebuilt the engine left a roll of electrical tape in the oil pan that got stuck in the oil pickup tube and would starve the turbo of oil. The technician also mentioned the engine ran fine before and after.
Wow.
And this vehicle was towed in as the customer said it just shut off on him while he was driving. The customer had an oil leak and tried fixing it with duct tape, but all the oil leaked out over time. This customer came.
You know what'll fix that? Flex tape. He probably was talking to someone and said, yeah, I have an oil leak. I need to figure out how to get it fixed because I don't have the means to go to a shop to get it fixed. I bet his friend's like, oh, just fix it with good old duct tape. And guess what? That's what happened. It didn't work. Unfortunately, no. Surprisingly, no. No spray foam yet. That's the second option. I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no fluids in it.
This vehicle was towed in as the customer said it just shut off on him while he was driving.
Oh,
the customer had an oil leak and tried fixing it with duct tape, but all the oil leaked out over time. This customer came in as they said they had another shop work on their brakes, but they still don't work. The technician found that somebody.
Yes, also, please do not use Flex Seal or Flex Tape to fix anything in your car. Please get it checked out by an actual mechanic. Licensed mechanic, preferably. You don't want Uncle Joe down the road fixing it.
They had wrapped this leak in brake line with electrical tape. And this
Or electrical
customer
tape.
came in as her brakes don't work and the pedal goes to the floor. The technician found that this vehicle had rubber hose that was used for the brake lines, and was told by the customer that
What?
they just recently purchased the vehicle as well.
No. Yep, again, take it to a mechanic. Take it to someone who knows what they're doing.
You trying to catch me selling pancakes from under the seat, huh?
Ooh!
Not gonna work on me.
Customer states belt
It was a
doesn't
trap.
want to retract.
What are your dog food?
This customer brought in their vehicle as they have a rattling noise from the driver's door. The technician removed the store panel and found all of these sugar-coated almonds behind the door panel.
Well, now you just
And
stole
this
from the
customer's
squirrel.
vehicle was towed in as they said their vehicle will no longer move after they slammed it in reverse at 70 miles per hour, as they did not want to hit a deer. In doing so, the customer had ruined the front differential and transmission.
Hi, Karime. Hi, hi.
This vehicle did not come in to get new ball joints installed, but now it will have them replaced.
Ghost! Huh. God's like, what? Well.
Cleaning up a ball joint too. Oh yeah.
Well, at least they have video footage of it, so the guy can't come back and say, well, you messed up my truck. This wasn't a problem before.
No, just fell off.
And this customer only came in to get a complimentary inspection and a new key programmed. Upon inspection, the technician found that the customer had ran over a street sign, which was still stuck underneath the car.
What? What sign was it? Where's the top? How? How did you run over it so bad it went inside of your vehicle?
The customer states he hears a noise after he installed new lug nuts. The technician said all 4 wheels had just one OEM lug nut, which kept the wheels from falling off.
Great job, customer.
Oh.
And
You might
this
need
customer
more.
came in as her engine is noisy. The technician found that the customer used a block of wood where the hydraulic tensioner for the timing chain should be.
So we're doing an oil change. I've seen people bring their dogs in, their cats in. This one's a first. Baby goat, wearing a diaper.
A customer
You
had
just
their
leave
truck
your
towed
dog in
in
the
as
car?
they said they have a ton of electrical issues after goats got into his truck.
2015 Dirt.
Was it the other guy's goat? They ate the vehicle!
Max we got here.
You just need a whole interior done. Like, look at the seatbelt!
Duramax we got here.
Just chewed through. I moved the whole video. Let me move it back. Hold on. There we go. Oh my gosh. Bad goat. Even the sailing.
For some reason, this customer had used tan-colored Plasti Dip everywhere on the interior of their brand new 2022 Ford Escape. The viewer who shared this said he's the one in charge of cleaning this and found that the customer even used Plasti Dip on the weather stripping. The customer also ended up trading this in for a vehicle with a tan interior. This vehicle
I need some face palms, please. What? Is it that important to you, first of all? Is it that important to you to have tan interior? If it's driving you insane, just go ahead and swap your car. Now it's ruined, and they probably give you freaking crap for it. Kira Yamato, thank you for the sub. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Find TikTok fan oils filled with baked beans. What? Oh, no. Yeah, just go get a new one. Why would you paint it? Now the car's ruined, basically.
was towed in as it won't start, which the technician found the engine to be seized. The customer mentioned to the shop that they never changed the oil since new, and the vehicle now has 78,000 miles on it.
You never changed your oil in 78,000 miles? Well, you're probably going to have to get a new engine, so congratulations, I guess.
Technician said this customer's vehicle also had a full maintenance package included in their lease, and the technician included this photo, which you can still see the factory marking on the original oil filter. This customer's pickup truck was brought in.
I will say, like, even if you have a warranty on it, and why is this video so large? Why you cut off so much? There we go. If the warranty company knows you did not take care of the vehicle, they may not cover it anyway. They'll be like, no, you went 78,000 miles without changing your oil and you need a new engine? Nah. Sorry, you're on your own. We're not paying for that.
It has low oil pressure. This truck with a Duramax diesel engine has 22,000 miles on it and has never had the oil changed since brand new and still had the factory oil filter on the engine. The technician also mentioned it had a ton of idle hours and was denied any warranty on the engine. And this customer's vehicle was brought.
Hey, guess what? What did I just say? Haha. Hadn't had an oil change and they denied coverage.
In as they said the engine started to knock after they accidentally put a bottle of head gasket fix in the engine instead of the radiator. The technician said they drove for long enough like this, which damaged the engine and it needed to get replaced. When this customer...
Oh my gosh. Do not trust the stupid oil percent life gauge in your car. Keep track of your miles. That's what I do. I didn't even change mine. I got my oil changed recently and I just forgot to change it. Mostly because my little controls are broken and sometimes it goes back when you want to go forward. So,
brought in their vehicle for a brake line corrosion recall. The technician noticed this broken brake rotor on both sides. The customer was informed but declined all repairs.
Wait, they declined
repairs? When this customer brought in their car to get the brakes replaced, the mechanic noticed that.
I feel like it should be illegal to let some of these issues back on the road. Like, what is the... It's coming off. That's what you use for your... They should be not... Like, they should be forced. Like, no, you have to. You have to get it fixed. We're not... We can't let this back on the road. No. And guess what? This car could be right next to you or in front of you or behind you. You never know. They don't have the money. Yeah, I know. I mean, cars are expensive to repair. Don't get me wrong. They really, really are. It sucks. But the thing is, it's so dangerous is the problem. It is so dangerous.
When this customer brought in their car to get the brakes replaced, the mechanic noticed that...
Yeah, I know they can't hold it, but it's just crazy. You know, letting the car go back out there, you know. Hi, TV. Hi! If they're behind you, you'll know when they rear end you because their brakes don't work exactly.
Somebody had welded a smaller brake pad onto the backing plate of the old brake pad. And this customer's pickup was towed in as they had a catastrophic engine failure. The customer said they started to hear a knock around 1,000 miles ago, so they started to put thicker oils in the engine to try and stop the knock. The customer told the technician he started with 5W40, then 10W40, then 15W40, and finally tried 75W90 gear oil. This customer drove to the shop with their van in this condition. Once the shop told the customer what parts that needed to be replaced, the customer declined repairs and drove away.
You mean skidded away? What? What? Yeah, he made it there, so it's somewhat drivable, I guess. How can they drive away? So all-wheel drive? I don't know. I guess it's front wheel. More than likely it's front wheel drive anyway, so at least the front wheel isn't sideways.
Long story short, this vehicle was towed in, but the customer declined repairs to get new ball joints and a used tire installed, and drove.
Now, I don't know about that one. I figured it'd be front wheel drive, but maybe it's rear wheel, or it could be 4-wheel drive.
The vehicle away.
It's not even spinning!
Customer states they have a small oil leak. The only oil leak the technician could find was from the oil filter, which had JB Weld on it to try and stop a leak. The owner of this vehicle came in.
I'm glad they just included that in there. I saw the one the other day. It had a cat and the tail was on the thing. It was cute.
As they wanted to see if the shop could fix the trailing arm on their.
Is that foam? Hey, someone said spray foam in chat earlier. Is this where did we come to that?
SUV, as they already tried fixing it themselves with spray foam. The shop advised the customer their vehicle was not safe to drive as all the tires were bald and the vehicle was falling apart due to rust. And this customer came in for an oil change and new tires. The mechanics.
No! What is this? This looks like I try to make a car. What? They had to have the what are they called? Because I know in Need for Speed Underground 2 they call them suicide doors, where they open like that. I think, is that what they're called? I don't remember. Gold doors? Is that what they're called? I don't remember. I can't remember if those were the ones that opened up like that, or they opened backwards or something. Scissor doors. That maybe that's what it was. Maybe the ones I'm thinking of opened the backwards way in the game. Okay, scissor. Okay, that sounds more accurate. What is this abomination?
And this customer came in for an oil change and new tires. The mechanic said they couldn't lift up the car on a hoist as it was too low and had this custom body kit.
What emblem is that on the car? Is this like a Lexus or something? Like the older Lexus, maybe? I don't know. I can't really tell, obviously. It was a Honda. Oh, yeah, I see it now. Maybe. They changed the headlights, too, so I don't know. We don't really know what this is. Other than ruined. Are they trying to make another, like, a tornado interceptor?
This vehicle was brought in for some brake work and alignment, but the
Oh, hi, Corso! Go. Okay, that's right. That's
shop
right.
declined to do any work on it as the camper was chained to the frame. The technician said the whole vehicle was rather sketchy, so that's why they declined to do any work on it.
A little bit sketchy. No, did someone spray their
When
car
this
again?
vehicle came in for an inspection, the technician found half of a baguette underneath the hood of this car.
Are they French? Wait, I can't find the other half of my sandwich. I don't know where it went. Oh, hey, you left your baguette in the hood of the car. Go to work on semi trucks. I see my fair share of crazy stuff people bring in. I feel so sorry for you. I feel so sorry for you. Oh my gosh. That's awful. Awful. Why is it paying?
This customer's car was brought in as the check engine light was on and it runs rough. During the diagnosis, the mechanic opened the air filter box and found an air freshener right on top of the mass airflow sensor that caused their issue. This customer's vehicle was brought in as they said their car has no power ever since they cleaned it the day prior. The customer mentioned he was told to put an air freshener on top of the cabin air filter, but the customer had mistaken that for the engine air filter, which caused the air freshener to get sucked into the turbo.
Did it smell good? I know this car doesn't smell good. What? Ugh. I I could not imagine the
This
smell.
customer's vehicle was brought in as a customer says they have an oil leak in the center of the car, which a
Ashtray
technician
on
found a
wheels.
jug of engine oil that was leaking onto the carpet behind the driver's seat.
Oh, that scared me.
And this customer had brought in their 2012 Mustang GT500 as they said
Am I about to be really sad? Your GT500, you need to make that your baby, and you treat it like a baby.
it stalls on the highway. When it arrived, the technician found it to have no fuel, but also never had the oil changed since brand new, and it now has over 12,000 miles on the car. This car was brought.
You don't deserve that car. You don't deserve that car. Are you kidding me? You never changed the oil in your GT500? I want to cry.
in for an alignment after the customer said he installed new lower control arms. The customer
Yeah,
had
they should
mounted
not
the
have
control arms to the bottom of the subframe instead of the slots in the subframe meant for the control arms. And this customer brought in their vehicle as they said their front end feels loose after they apparently had another shop install new front struts. Whoever installed them must have not seen that the strut towers were separated.
All right, customer states crunching noise when rolling down driver's window. Let's take a look as to why. Oh! Metallic sign wedged in the regulator. What's it say?
A metallic sign?
Free Asian pears. Take some or all. Yeah.
Yeah, where the pears at? I need to take my car to a shop. You want to know why? Because sometimes my car screams when I roll down the window. Usually it's at like a fast food place. I roll down my window, it goes, and I'm like, shut up, car. They can hear you. It's not the motor, though. It's not the motor. It's like the sound of the glass like going down. It doesn't do it all the time, though, so I don't know. And then I'm like, okay, it's going to scream at me when I roll it back up. It's so ear-piercing.
This SUV 6 weeks ago and got it towed
Record
to the
it,
shop as it does not start. The technician said he's never seen anything like this and is unsure what caused this jello-like
Is that
substance in
venom?
the engine. The customer did not want it further diagnosed once the
Venom,
shop
please.
discovered this and had the vehicle towed away.
Oh, don't slap
The source
it!
states they hear a weird noise under their car ever since they resecured the splash shield as it was falling off. The customer had resecured the splash shield to the exhaust and front drive shaft.
Come on.
Customer states they have an oil leak after another.
With all these people who didn't change their oil, especially during like the times in COVID when people weren't driving, all these like oil change places just not get any service.
The shop installed a new engine. The technician thinks that whoever installed the engine installed one from a two-wheel drive model, which has a different size of oil pan. So the person who installed the engine smashed the oil pan to make it fit.
They smashed.
This vehicle was brought in as the customer says they have a squeaking and creaking noise from their suspension, which the customer tried using Vaseline to get rid of the noise. The technician found the noise to be caused by both upper and lower ball joints. A few days prior, this customer failed a safety inspection as they needed new brakes. The customer declined repairs and said they will do it themselves. They are now back to get their vehicle re-inspected, which the mechanic found that they never replaced the brakes and had mounted the brake calipers using wood screws.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
This vehicle was brought in as a customer says they have a small coolant leak. The technician found coolant leaking from the radiator as the customer had installed the radiator upside down.
I'm mind blown.
And this customer had a tire blowout on the highway, so they installed their spare tire. When the customer had installed the spare tire, they installed it backwards and also hit a curb on the way to the shop, which caused the spare tire to go flat.
Just stop driving, please. Let me do everything to make it wrong.
Since the spare tire was installed backwards, the customer now needs a new caliper and caliper bracket. And this customer brought in their vehicle as they have a noise while braking. The technician found out that the customer's son-in-law installed new brakes, but broke a bolt so they used a chain to hold a brake caliper in place.
What would be worse? A chain? Duct tape? Or spray foam? I want to go with the chain.
The vehicle was towed in as they said it does not start after they installed this fuel vapor contraption to improve fuel mileage. The technician had to reinstall the fuel pump relay that the customer removed, and once he reinstalled it and got the vehicle
What am I looking at? What am I looking at right now? Hold on. I gotta rehear this. Okay, hold on. Okay, go ahead.
said it does not start after they installed this fuel vapor contraption to improve fuel mileage. The technician had to reinstall the fuel pump relay that the customer removed, and once he reinstalled it and got the vehicle started, the engine had a very bad bottom and knock. The customer ended up getting the vehicle towed away. This
Vapor? I don't understand people. I choose AI.
This vehicle was brought in after the customer drove over a piece of metal on the highway. The customer, fortunately, didn't sustain any injuries, as the piece of metal went through the center console and destroyed the shifter assembly.
Oh.
And the technician said this customer only came in to get a new clutch slave cylinder installed. Once the customer was told of the rust damage, they ended up not doing any of the repairs and drove their vehicle away.
They'll just glue it back together. Oh, I know what the damage is now. Okay, thank you for letting me know. I'm gonna use some rust away now. Thank you. It'll come right off.
States that he's got no forward, only reverse. So there's the shift linkage, and there's the battery tie-down strap hooked directly to it. So it goes to neutral, not drive.
Oh no. Window track is probably misaligned. But if it doesn't do it every time though, but I guess it could still be misaligned maybe. I don't know.
Customer states she's having backup sensor issues and the left gate foot sensor is not working. The technician had to inform the customer that their vehicle did not have those features. Customer states
At least they didn't say that the backup camera wasn't working. Just the sensors that didn't exist.
this check wireless charger does not work even with taking their phone case off. The technician had to inform the customer that their vehicle does not come equipped with a wireless charger.
Hello everyone, I'm Spit with Spit 6 News. We just received some breaking news that can change our lives. We have Spit on the scene right now, live, with someone who has vital details about this. Isn't that right, Spit? You are correct, Spit. I am standing here with Spit, who wants to share some amazing details with us. So, Spit, what would you like to tell the world? I just wanted to let everyone know about this amazing product called Gamer Subs. I got the dreadful tired and needed a boost, and Gamer Subs got me back up and moving. They also provide hydration and relaxation versions too. That sounds amazing. Any secrets we need to know about? Yes, use code SPIT at checkout to save 10% on your purchase. Well, you heard it here. If you need energy, hydration, or relaxation, Gamer Subs has you covered. Thank you for watching. I'm Spit with Spit 6 News. Have a wonderful day with some Gamer Subs.
This customer has owned this vehicle since brand new and has been at the dealership a ton of times with complaints in hopes to get the manufacturer to buy back the vehicle. Now,
that's called a lemon, unless you just are not understanding how the car is working. Let's find out.
The customer is back again as they said they hear a noise while driving and filmed this to show the technician. The technician duplicated the noise that the customer is making. This customer had brought
So, oh my god, are you kidding me? So you just didn't like the car. You just didn't like the car. And you're trying to make the dealership think there's something wrong with that? Yeah, raise his rent.
on their car as they have a hard brake
that's
pedal
fraud,
and the check engine
exactly.
light is on. The technician found a pair of shoes behind the brake pedal, which she removed and fixed the customer's concern.
How'd you not realize there's a shoe there?
This customer's truck was brought in as he said he had a friend rebuild the rear differential on
Well, your friend doesn't know squat. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there.
his Dodge Ram 1500, but it's still noisy. The technician said whoever rebuilt the rear differential forgot a bearing race and did not replace a damaged axle shaft on the driver's side. Customer states vehicle has a lack of power. The technician was surprised to see that the customer put their funnel and turkey baster in the air inlet tube. Another customer went to take this 2023 Subaru WRX on a test drive, but did not know how to drive a manual and shifted from third gear to first gear.
Oh no. Why would you get a manual car if you don't know how to drive a manual? I can kind of drive a manual car, but I got me an automatic because I know I'm not a professional at driving a manual. And it's a WRX, are you kidding me?
At 40 miles per hour, they broke the front
Nice
differential
car.
and cracked the case. Customer states after locking vehicle with key fob, the car alarm will turn on. For some reason, the customer had a balloon filled with water and tied to a string in the back seat that would set off the perimeter sensor. And this
All right. I need people to tell me their best guess. Chat and in the comments. What is your best guess as to why we have a filled water balloon hanging from the ceiling in the back seat? And look at this car, by the way. I don't even know what kind of car it is, but like looking at the leather interior and the middle console and its brown leather interior as well. This is a nice vehicle. This is a nice car. Kids, but what are they doing? Is it like water balloon roulette where they just swing it back and forth and see what kid hit? Which kid it hit? Science experiment for kids. I mean, actually, that's a good idea. Or that might be a good idea. I just wonder how long it's been back there. Yeah, let me know your best guess. I need to know now.
And this mechanic found some needles in the headliner when this car came in to get a new windshield installed. Customer states braking to a stop at any speed, there's a thumping noise in the right front. And this customer brought in
How do you not realize there's... I'm done questioning. I'm
their
done.
truck as they said their engine is making a loud ticking noise ever since the shop repaired it a week prior. This customer brought in their vehicle.
Do they not listen to music when they drive? They just had it on the station with broken car.
As they said they recently had the rear brakes replaced at another shop, and now they are making noise. The technician found the outer brake pad to be metal to metal, and 2 of the pads were aftermarket, and the most inner brake pad was a factory brake pad. The caliper bolts were all loose, and the passenger side brakes were still original. The technician also asked which shop did the work, but the customer wouldn't say where it was done.
Washing
Customer
machine
states they replaced
radio.
The alternator 3 times, but the
favorite.
truck still doesn't charge. This F350 has a propane mixer as it runs on propane, which is located right above the alternator. The mechanic found the fuse to be blown for the alternator circuit, as a propane mixer would touch the positive terminal on the alternator, then ground out on the hood. The customer didn't want anything repaired besides a new fuse installed and something installed to cover the positive terminal on the alternator. And this car was towed in as it would not start. The technician found that the amplifier power cable grounded in the trunk and melted the battery. Due to no fuse installed on the power cable, the customer tried to patch the battery using a lottery ticket, but that did not fix their issue. Customer states check engine light is on and the transmission grinds. The customer tried to change the oil themselves but drained the transmission fluid and added more oil to the engine. The technician said this is the second time he's had to replace the transmission on this truck for this issue, as a customer made the same mistake back in April of this year. This van was towed in as a customer accidentally poured diesel exhaust fluid in the engine
mean mercury? What?
Of their Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van. The customer drove for long enough like this without realizing what he did and had the engine seize on them while they were driving on the highway. This vehicle was brought in as the customer put an unknown amount of hand sanitizer in the engine.
We still have 8 minutes left, by the way. I thought we're towards the end. We're not. Hand sanitizer? Hand sanitizer. Do we need to start putting... You know those things that we, like, do not do this, you know, like, hey, do not get this shampoo in your eyes, you know, hey, don't do this. Do we need to put on cars, do not put hand sanitizer in your engine?
Shop flushed the engine a couple of times.
On hand
and
sanitizer,
sent the
do not put this
customer
in
on
your
their way.
engine.
Customer states the car he just bought only drives forward and reverse and goes backwards in 4 other gears, and he can also smell burning rubber while driving.
That's
the
not good.
technician found that the previous owner had installed the rear differential upside down, as you can see that the drain plug for the differential is at the top instead of the bottom, and the coil springs were rubbing against the tires, causing the burning smell. When this customer dropped off his car while the shop was closed, he accidentally locked his keys and phone in the car, so he broke his windshield to get his keys and phone.
Why would you break it from the... Okay. How?
Windshield to get his keys and phone.
How did you... So you punched the windshield. Did you, like, reach your arm in there? Was it on the dash, I guess, maybe? Or did you use a magnet to pick this? Why am I questioning? I'm done. I said I was done.
Glove box not closing.
Whoa, Kip. I don't know what it could be.
Customer states radio changes stations on its own when driving over speed bumps or when turning.
Oh, no. Why is it...
Customer states rub a noise in steering column when turning wheels right or left. The last time this vehicle came in, the customer...
That's what the middle console is for. You put all your crap in there. I got hand sanitizer in mine, and I don't even know what else I have in there. Socks? I don't know.
He had a complaint that when he takes off from a stop, he hears a loud bang. The technician found that an engine mount bolt was not fully threaded in, and the other bolt hole on the engine block was broken off. The customer declined repairs and said he was just going to jump the car. A week later, the customer is back as the customer says the battery was smoking, and he cut the battery cables to stop the smoke. The technician found that somebody welded a C-clamp to the engine block, but over time the C-clamp vibrated and contacted the positive terminal on the starter, which caused all of the smoke that the customer saw. Customer states he has a few...
Oh, hi, Moonlit. Oh, yeah, I think I had socks in there because, whenever I went to, like, a family member's house, we always take, like, our shoes off, and so I had shoes that I didn't wear socks with, and I had socks with me or something. Maybe. I don't remember. I have no idea. I think I just kept them in there just in case.
leak on the driver's side after he tried swerving to miss some road debris. And this car was brought in as the customer said the new struts he installed apparently exploded. The customer had bought the wrong diameter of struts, so he ground off the bottom to try and make them fit in the spindle. But after he hit the first pothole, the bottom of the strut came apart.
If they're the wrong size, return them and get the right size!
Customer states to hear a weird noise from the front of their vehicle while driving. The technician found that somebody zip-tied a harmonica to the grill. And the owner of this vehicle had...
What?
Customer states to hear a weird noise from the front of their vehicle while driving. The technician found that somebody zip-tied a harmonica to the grill. And the owner...
Kudos to your friend. Kudos to the friend!
of this vehicle had just installed a new battery, but it's
prank.
too tall for the battery compartment. So both negative and positive battery posts were constantly in contact with the metal cover that goes on top. This customer brought in their Lamborghini because their radio does not work after they apparently had their neighbor install it. The customer said he had his neighbor install it.
Why would you let your neighbor touch the Lamborghini? If you can afford a Lamborghini, take it somewhere for them to do it for you. Don't let neighbor Joe.
As it was a cheaper option than having a stereo shop perform the work.
You have a Lamborghini!
And this customer's Ford Raptor was brought in as they had an electrical fire, which was caused by unfused aftermarket accessories that were wired in by the customer. The customer's insurance company is paying for all the repairs.
I'm actually shocked that the insurance is covering that. I'm shocked. Because the customer did it themselves? I'm shocked the insurance is covering it.
The owner of this Jeep brought it in as he said he just installed a new transmission that he bought from the shop and installed it himself, but it still won't upshift. The technician used a transmission testing tool that plugs into the main harness connector on the transmission that bypasses the PCM and can be used to manually change the gears. While using this tool, the technician found the transmission to be working properly, so he ruled out that the transmission was the issue and it's most likely something to do with the mess of wires.
You have so many wires. Inside of your hood, inside the car.
The semi was brought in as the customer said they have multiple electrical issues that other mechanics won't look at, and an issue with the diesel exhaust
Those horns.
filter. The shop fixed the issue with the diesel exhaust filter, but did not fix any of the electrical issues, as it was a complete mess. The mechanic said the truck even had underglow and only one set of train horns worked.
Why are there so many horns on it? And what is this?
This Mercedes-Benz was towed in as the customer said they apparently had another shop tear up the interior of the car to diagnose the issue why the car did not start.
Why is the Tasmanian devil in there? What is... Oh, yeah, the shop did. I mean, they put tabs in my car and they ate it.
Apparently had another shop tear up the interior of the car to diagnose the issue why the car did not start and said it needs an ignition switch. The customer declined the technician's recommendation for further diagnosis.
My recommendation is not to cover up the hole with a plush. This will make it look better. It'll look funny and cute with a plush right here, but disregard everything else. Oh my gosh. He did, but the guy managed to get a power cord directly to the innards, and yes, we did plug that every night. Oh gosh. Yeah, I think if a shop did this to your car, you're gonna have to find someone to have some sort of legal action or something. I don't know, because I don't think a shop would have done that.
Or to get a second key to rule out any issues with the keys. The technician installed the ignition switch as per the customer's request, but it still did not start, so the customer eventually bought a second key which fixed the issue. And this customer brought in their car as they said the left front is grinding when tapping on the brakes too hard, and they can smell burning rubber. The technician found that the driver's side lower control arm was completely rusted through. He notified the customer of the repairs needed, but they declined repairs and drove away. This car was driven in as the customer wants their timing belt checked, as they have a bad shake while driving. The technician found that the customer
I don't think it's your timing belt.
has just been driving around on a flat tire. This customer brought in their Jeep as they said there's a thumping noise in the front end while driving. The mechanic found the front drive shaft to look bent, so he removed it and took it apart, and then he found this. The customer said they have no clue how this happened, and the mechanic said this is the first time he has
It's not supposed to look like that. What? What did you do? Yeah, you say the thin part right there is not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be like the ones on the left and right side. How to get... I don't know.
ever seen a drive shaft turn into a Twizzler. Customer states passenger side rear window rolls down when closing the rear door.
is the thing in the car, isn't it? Yep.
And this car was brought in as a customer says there's a...
Here's the thing, like, did they just get that stuff and put it in the car and they're like, oh, wow, this keeps happening. I'm going to take it in right now without observing or trying to figure out myself? Or how long has the thing just been in there?
a clinking noise in the front. Customer states that his friend replaced a thermostat and radiator, but his car still overheats. The customer's friend made a custom gasket that covered the entire outlet passage that blocked coolant flow, which caused the overheating concern. Customer states engine is making a really bad noise. The mechanic found that the customer had just recently installed a new time belt and installed it incorrectly around this pulley. This Tesla Model Y was brought in as the customer says it pulls to the right when not using autopilot. The mechanic found that the customer had installed a steering wheel weight to try and trick the autopilot system into functioning as though the driver's hands were on it by mimicking
that's a thing.
The presence or weight of human hands. When this customer's car was in the shop to get some work done, the technician noticed that this car had a subframe cut to fit this custom exhaust. Customer states that the infotainment screen is cracked. It started as a small crack and continued to crack larger over time. When this
It's slightly cracked. Yeah.
vehicle was brought in for an overheating concern, the technician noticed there was a load-bearing coconut wedged between the radiator and exhaust manifold heat shield.
What state are we in? Where's there...
When this vehicle came in for a recall, the technician noticed an awful mildew smell inside of this car, then found all of this water in the back seat that the customer did not know anything about. At the time this was
Do you not hear a waterfall in your car? Do you not hear the sloshing?
filmed, this customer's car was brand new with only 75 miles on it and was bought the day prior from this dealership. But it's now back as the customer said the car does not start. The day the customer bought the car, they drove in deep water and sucked water through the intake and caused the engine to hydrolock and the water to freeze overnight in the oil pan. The customer is now paying out of pocket for a new engine.
Good job. That's on you. That's on you, customer.
When this
glad
vehicle
you
was
bought
in
the
for
car.
a recall, the customer also wanted to know if the shop could do anything about the interior of their car. The shop recommended to the customer to bring her car to a detailer.
I think you need to keep all markers away from your children. Or just not have children.
The last time this car came in, the shop told the customer...
Okay, here's the thing. Here's my question, right? I'm going to ask another question, yes. First of all, was this done in one sitting? Number two, how long have you let them keep this up and keep going? And you're just now like, oh, maybe I should get this cleaned up. And number three, how big are these children? Or are you just letting them stand in the back seat and draw on the ceiling of the car or like the top of the car? I don't think they can reach that if they're in their little seats. I have a lot of questions.
The last time this car came in, the shop told the customer he needed some work done on his car and the oil topped up at the same time since it was low. The customer declined repairs and said he would add oil himself to save some money. Now the customer is back as he said the engine just started to knock yesterday.
That's not good.
States, I was driving my bus and I went to use my intercom to talk to my kids and my bus shut off.
When this BMW
Usually, if something's messed up, I try to figure it out myself and see if it's a dumb issue. I try to see, like, what could have happened before I take it to a shop for them to just tell me, yeah, you hit your key.
was brought in for a coolant leak. The technician noticed that the check engine light was on. He found that the customer had drilled holes in the catalytic converters and resonators and tried to patch the holes afterwards.
Oh no. What kind of holes are you drilling? Hi, Whiskey. Hi, how are you?
What if I told you?
We're almost done. We're almost done.
Back of this truck.
This is hurting me.
Picture on the tailgate of the truck with a painted tailgate. The truck with a painted tailgate.
If you've enjoyed this video, please consider leaving
a truck truck.
Why didn't you show us the full?
On the back of this truck was a picture. On the
Why is the truck leaping from a tree in the nighttime and going to the heavenly stars? Like, what is happening? Did you dream this? It is beautiful, and I'm kind of jealous.
The tailgate of the truck with a painted
Tailgate of the truck with the
painted
painted tailgate of the
If you
truck.
enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like or subscribing if you haven't already.
Truck,
and you can
Snapchat.
submit clips that you filmed on our website
my
at
gosh.
justrolledyt.com. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for murdering me. Hey, there's the bejeweled car again.